Hey guys. Hey. Are we are we surviving? Are we thriving? Can I just say WTF? Yo, there's so much going on, kids. So much going on. I'll wait a little bit for people to show up and maybe play the groove again. I was moving and feeling into that. If you go to the Morning Gay, hope everybody had so much thankfulness. And hopefully you're avoiding the little dips and the cracks where it's like some serious WTF is happening here, dude. Dude, it's a little bit of that going on. It's been amazeballs for me. Amazeballs for me. Thank ya. Um, Yesterday was so awesome because I decided to put myself in a bubble and just move the currents that were happening, which many people have been recommending, even though, not even though. And there was a lot of efforts that I had to engage in, but still, I'm doing the thing. I'm doing the thing. And was at ma soeur's maison, chez ma soeur, at my sister's house. And it was amazing. It was a beautiful dinner. Maybe I'll post some pics. I have this other project, Sugar Sow Confections, and I make a lot of baked goods, and sometimes I send them to people, so you could be lucky. And sometimes not. We're really paring down this week and not doing a lot of that stuff. Anyway, that's the kind of vibe. That's the kind of vibe. And something's interesting. I did mention in one of my promos the Black Friday fishes. Okay, it's a collective consciousness thing, vibration that's happening in the collective. And so that has some impact. How much is up to you, how much you let in, and how much you engage and do the woulda, coulda, shoulda with your energies. Um, so I'm just looking at other important things. Oh, no, nothing's important there. Nothing's important there. And it looks like all of my tech is working. Miss Gay Miller would tell me if it weren't. So, before I go too far into it, hi. Hello, replay watchers. Welcome. Welcome, Crix. Hey, Crix, how you doing? Welcome, everybody that's been supporting me and listening and watching me on the. I want to get it right, so I'm going to look it up. I don't know why it's not sticking in my brain space. Light workers. Consulting. Hold on, it's just gonna take me a minute because I really I'm distracted here because I'm looking for my feed. Oh, hey, Sandy, how's it going? How's it going? Great, great, good to hear, lady. Bucket of fuck it. Whole bucket of fuck it. I hope you're taking a bucket of fuck it with you. Intuitive lifestyles counseling. Thank you, everybody who's on that site on Intuitive TV there. thank you. Just thank you for showing up. I know you're watching me on there. If you feeling it, go to my YouTube channel. The link is there. Go to my Facebook page where everybody's talking to me. If you want to interact or engage, go to my YouTube. Go to my Facebook, and that's where if you want some channel zhuzh or juju, anything that goes like zh, that's where you get it. Granted, it's gallery style. In gallery style, anything that gets coming through here, coming through what you're receiving here energetically, auditorily, visually, is coming for all, is coming for the collective, for shiz, because one of the collective emerged and asked a cue. So if you get a cue or you just you're in need and you want to you want to open, relax and receive, we'll see what comes through from your guides, just so everybody knows. Um, and if you've seen me before, I work with your guides. I don't, my guides work with me and support me and help me be here in all my buffer zones and everything I need here. And I work with what comes through from you, your guardian angels, your higher self, your multi-dimensional consciousnesses, et cetera. Divine source itself often shows up because that's how I'm working with things these days. So that's what happens here. Something to clear the fog, clear the veil a little bit more so you can be more present in your life. If you're more present, the heart has an opportunity to vibrate more vigorously, more softly, more peacefully in your moment by moment by moment life. That's my specialty. My side specialties are all my clairs are open, and especially when I head into a deeper state, meditative state, meditation for light workers. That's also what I do. And you've been seeing me up here, but not since the 15th. So I got to get back on that. I've been doing my meditation practice. I've not been sharing it here like this. Uh, because a lot of things which we have all been experiencing. I know. So, what do we do here? What are we doing here? Hey, Claire, good morning. We check in for a couple of minutes. I yammer, I warm up, I go into a deeper meditative state. I tell you a little bit of what I'm about. There are a bazillion links. Check out some of those if there's something of my vibe that you like and you want a little bit more. You want to go a little bit deeper. Things are shifting, the tectonic plates of lived life. For some, a greater degree, for some, lesser degree. If you are with family, this is the only message that has come through in my meditation this morning. Oh, which was a lot of movement, a lot of movement. At a certain point, I even put on music. I put a link to the music I was moving to in case somebody wanted to check that out and move like that into an ecstatic dance uh, trance state and open up. So when I was opening up, I was seeing reflection and I was seeing those patterns. And that's part of what's going to be happening for us, everybody, at least for another week and at least until the next partial solar eclipse that happens on December 5. Depending on where you are on the planet, it will be perhaps December 4th or 6th, December 4th, at a different time of day. So check that out for where you are on the planet. Can you hear me okay? If I talk louder, I kind of have to put the mic here. If I'm going into a softer voice, I have to be a little bit more, yeah. So what has been coming up is the opportunity to see. If you're deeply unconscious, this light shining upon these deep shifts is gonna be harsh, wicked harsh. wicked hash, and you're not going to have so much of an easy time with it. If you're even a tiny bit awake, P.S., what do we mean by awake or wokeness? That's a whole other conversation that I've had before. So check out my stuff, particularly on this Facebook page or the tube that is you. Otherwise, we'll talk about it some other time if you really need me to go into it. Ahem. So here's the second part of what happens here is I do some reflection on what's happening in the energies. Uh, and then we'll go into readings, maybe a guided meditation if everybody wants that. Then anything that needs to be pulled through that you would like some clarity on the glory that is your incarnate expression in this live stream, in your now. So what is happening is reflections. So one thing that I've noticed when I feel a little closing of the heart and I feel a little a ding or a bruise as a reactionary response to something that's arising in my environment, that's a flag that says, hey, when you got a moment, take a pee break, create a moment for yourself. Take a look at what this is, because this is for you. Anything that happens outside of you is kind of none of your beeswax. It is really important to not take it personally. Super hard when it's thrown at you with the intention of you taking it personally, when it's a barb or a jab, especially then, especially then, to remember, even if you can't access a phenomenological state of feeling that it's not personal, remember, this isn't personal. When I have a couple of minutes, this is not about me. I'm going to go into a quiet state and I'm going to breathe and feel. Remember my other show, Breathe, Feel? Breathe and feel and reflect just a minute. And see if something arises, some information, some insight, hopefully some peacefulness where you can just relax and say, oh, yeah, this is a wound that is being recapitulated in my family dynamic because let me tell you, they installed the buttons, so they know how to push them. The patterns are there. So I've been seeing patterns being played out amongst family members and within me. Patterns of how we support one another and how we don't support one another, how we see each other and how we choose to not see another person because it's too threatening to our sense of self. So I know those are lofty ideas. I might be able to bring that a little bit more practical. We'll see. I'm not all the way through it yet, but I did have some moments of just simply not being seen in the way that I would like to be seen, in a way that I believe is super apparent. Also, super sensitive to how others need me to be for them, want me to be for them. And I know this doesn't sound like woo-woo spiritual work, but it is. This is how you grow a more clear, stable, aligned sense of self, a more stable personality, a more spiritually aligned personality, personhood, through which you express yourself on the planet. This personality self can say, oh, give me a minute, give me a minute. Even if you can't get to it right away, it'll still be there. The sensitivity might still be there. After your long day of work, after, 48 hours with your family, it'll be there. So that's the kind of stuff that can arise. That's the kind of stickiness that can be there. If we're super in our darkness, we may choose to have a few more drinks, go get high, use some other kind of substance to cope with that uncomfortable feeling. No judgment there. If that's what you have to do, that's what you have to do. If you're there for a week and there's no escape from the noise, no escape from noise. If you know that punk reference, post it in the comments and I will give you a free session if you know what that is, because it's pretty obscure. Is there any escape from noise? Anyway, then maybe you have to do that. Maybe you have to go the substance route. Maybe you have to space out with TV or have a little more food. Ooh, I cannot wait to have hot turkey sandwiches. Ooh, yummy, yummy, yumma. That's cool. Eventually, on your path, you'll find other tools and other skills that will be at the ready that you can use in those sticky situations. And then you'll know how to be with them. And so what I needed to do was dance. And as I was dancing, the emotions came up. I breathed with my emotional body. I felt what was happening there. And that was my dance meditation. And I was with my now. And I could feel outside energies coming towards me. And I just danced with my reactionary response to that. And I kept remembering, yes, this is true. And this is true. And I'm bigger than this pain. I am more than this pattern. There are ways and situations in which I can be braver and present to the world, my family, who I am and how I would like to be seen. That is a possibility. And I have other ways to be with myself and other communities in which I am seen. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. And you have to let go too. Here's the other bit from my Buddhist experience. And then we're right after I say it's 2 bits actually. 2 bits. Here's my 2 cents. Then we're going to go into some energy clearings and some readings, perhaps some cards. I had some other things I wanted to drag out here too, uh, per request. And if there's no request, then I'll do some group cards and I'll go into that. Shave and haircut, 2 bits. All of our outside of the present moment, our past is, and most of the ouch we have is often our wish for a better history, a better past, and our continual looping into the regret cycles is hoping if we keep looping, it will change. Change only happens in the now. You cannot loop and return into regret loops 24/7 often enough. You cannot do it enough to change anything that has already happened. That's not the rules. That's not the time space reality agreement that we made being here. Give me a minute. Abandon all hope for a better past or a different past, my friends. A better half an hour ago. It's gone. You have now. You have now. I was listening to this Christian mystic this morning who went into some of the Gnostic Gospels and the Dead Sea Scrolls and the forgotten, lost teachings of Thomas and his remembrances of his time with Yeshua. And that was one of the teachings. Forget it. Be now. Forget next. Forget the next thing. And your fret and your worry and your tightness about how it's going to be. Often when we're sleeping, what we are waking up to when we have a woke moment is the now moment, because all of that potential is in the now. If we are sleeping to the now, if we are asleep to the present moment, we go from past to future, past to future. Oh my God, that happened. It's going to happen again. I'm so freaked out about when this is going to happen again. Predicting the future, the next, the next, the next. There's no present there. We bounce between. Those are my two cents, my two bits, the past and the future. We bounce, we bounce. If you just relax into the peacefulness of the now, it opens up the gates of heaven, which is your present moment, deeper and deeper into the peace that is the angels' choirs. And that's your wokeness 2 cents. This is why I do meditation for light workers, people. Go to my Podia. There's a link above. I have so much there. Go to my YouTube channel. I have so much there. And I've recently been inspired. I've recently been inspired. Hold on, I'm just going to get some of these things I have here. To make some more meditation videos that are shorter. For those of you that are just entering, I hear you. Thank you for the requests. We'll do some shorter ones. To inspire you, I'm going to be a little cheeky and I'm going to say, we can do the shorter 10, 15, 20-minute ones, but nothing good happens until after 20 or 30 minutes. Just saying, just saying. One of the intuitive tools I have is this jar. It's an old raw walnut butter jar. One of my favorite goodies is the raw walnut butter. I love it. It's one of my favorites. That's my favorite. So delicious. I once had a roommate who would eat it all on me. Pretty much had to put it under lock and key. Ew, what's happening there? Black Friday. I just want to say Black Friday. Holding it up there. So in this, I have fortunes from fortune cookies. I'm going to keep that one out. Little sayings on papers from different inspirational notebooks I have, and little sayings from like yogi teas. Oops, it's this way. Yogi teas. I guess we're using those three. I want to do something from the deep bottom. Is there anything else? Ooh, we're gonna do another yogi tea. Also, ooh, traditional medicinals has a few of those too. They have more quotes rather than saying. So I have this little jar full, inspired by my dear mama, Marguerite. She used to collect and still does collect uh, these fortune cookie sayings. You see that? Maybe I have to do this. And there's a way to use these to collect them and do an entire reading for somebody, foregoing the cards. All you're gorgeous cards and simply working from there. So right now, I have pulled all of these for us as a collective, and I'm just going to see what it has for us today. So first, this is from Danielle Laporte. I know because she has this little heart lock and key in case you needed that. And what she offers is tranquility. You got to say a lot of no's so that you can say the most important yeses. You have to say no repeatedly. You have to create a strong boundary. You have to live with everything again and again. Make the choices that are a F yes. I want that again and again. The more you say no to, the things that are about a 5 in your life, the greater capacity you have to say yes to the big F yeses. Because if your life is filled with, even if your life is filled with damn goods, if your life is filled with eight, bunch of eights, like if you rate things on a scale of 1 to 10, three's pretty. If you hold out for some eights, pretty good. What if you let go of all the eights and you hold out for the tens? That's my dare. Is there anybody in replay or here live with me that's going to hold out, that is willing to commit for 2 weeks straight? Nay, for 21 days. Who's willing to commit for 21 days to sit back, be super patient in one area of your life or all areas of your life and hold out for the F yes, for the tens? Who's willing to do that? Who's willing for a miracle to happen? I guarantee you. I will guarantee you a free reading. That's how much I know. If you can commit to this and be honest about your commitment to this for 21 days straight, look, you'll commit to it for, and then on day 28, I have this one person that I work with that she says 30 days, do it, and then let go. And then by day 45, you'll get your gold. You'll get your gold. So that's my updated 45 days. I'll give you a free reading. Tranquility. Tranquility. That's how is the gateway to that in the present moment. That's why I did. Love yourself. That's why I talked about the present. Love yourself so that you may know how to live with self-respect. That's self-explanatory. We're talking about peace and we're talking about self-respect. So Sandy, I'm going to ask you to put your hand, one of your hands on your heart. Breathe and feel the words self-respect and notice what comes up for you. That's your preparation for your card pull, because you may have a different question after you do that for a few minutes. Are not flowers the stars of the earth? Ooh, stars, man. Can we just reflect on stars? Can we just reflect on flowers? Oh, that's a whole meditation in itself. Grant yourself a wish this year. Only you can do it. Only you can do it. You are the only one who can grant yourself a wish. You are your own genie in a bottle. And hence, I asked Sandy to place her hand on her heart, breathe and feel that pull for the group, self-respect, inner love, self-love, self-respect, breathe and feel. That's your genie. If you do that, and everybody, just for a couple of breaths here, Even do it for 3 breaths and you'll feel something. Breathe and feel self-respect. That is calling up the genie in the bottle. The bottle is your heart, your inner knowing. Self-respect, self-respect, self-respect. What is your inner genie telling you by that? Is it calling up some kind of inner feel for you to be with? And what's our last from Yogi Teas? No, that's my regular. Maybe it's not. Serve all in truth, compassion, and grace. Serve all in truth, compassion, and grace. Serve all in truth, compassion, and grace. So let's add a little bit more into the genie in your bottle. So, Crix, thank you for supporting me and everybody on here today. Thank you, replay watchers. Now you know some inner circle slang. I wanted to say swag. I love swag, everybody. It'll be coming soon. And let's breathe and feel here. Truth, truth, truth. And then wait and see what arises for you. One more breath here. Maybe let it be a sighing breath. Yes. Compassion. Say it to yourself 3 times. Compassion, compassion. And then breathe 3 breaths. Last dropping in to the genie in the bottle. Grace, grace, grace. What arises, what arises, what arises? Jeez. How's it going, everybody? Are you feeling it? Are you feeling it? Are you feeling it? So Sandy, woman who's standing in her own power, I pulled from the I Ching cards that I have. Here we go. This is a profound card. We have the energies of wind and thunder. These are both sky, communication, openness of ears, hearing, and sight, and speech. So it's all these sense gates up here, Sandy. Thunder is power and patience. Duration, actually, duration. Submission, penetration, unite. Woman is inside and beneath. Man is outside and above. a long lasting yin yang union, the true marriage. Duration means development, not stagnation. For development, space is needed. Space points at patience. But it is most important to have the goal in one's sights in order to not get lost. Cultivating, Sandy, the capacity to stay with the intention, the stated intention, and perhaps your inner genie will help you look at and will encourage an arising of a deeper intention within the situation of this interpersonal dynamic that you mentioned. What this is pointing at that there is perhaps your fear is saying that there's stagnation, and this is not stagnation. It means uh, development, duration, patience, staying the course within the churning of the wind and the thunder. This union, this two forces that can come together in discord. If this were turned upside down, this card is really delightful. It has this kind of early spring kind of energy. So you know the energy of depending on where you are in the planet, but that if you are in seasons, there's this time in early spring where there are thunderstorms and there's wind and there's rain, but there's also this patience and duration and this kind of grinding, a light kind of vortex creation, which is one of my side gigs. I get so silver squirrel at the beginning that I forget to mention things. I'll get better about that. Anyway, the overall tone for this is duration training, increasing your stamina, increasing your capacity to stay the course. Mandy, hey lady. Sandy, was that helpful for you? Anybody else? Especially the next week or so, this may be important. Stay out of the in between spaces the best you can. Stay super focused and intentional within your present moment, moment by moment by moment. Find an action, even if the action is staying present with yourself. Avoidance is not helpful at this time, Sandy. Avoidance uh, is not helpful. There's a strength building. Does that make sense, Sandy? So, whatever was coming through to you was coming through elements. There's this elemental connection that you have, and the elements may speak to you. Uh, and that may be, oh, did, uh, Did Native American energy come up for you before, Sandy? I could be wrong about that. But I'm feeling this guide. Paw Squaw. Uh, it's a family. It's a family of siblings. All right, I'm not going to go into that more. I want to make this as a quickie. All right, everybody. I've been yammering on for a while. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sandy, for asking and uh, letting me tap into this. The Tao Te, the Tao Te Ching is from Lao Tzu is very intense. It's very spacious and it goes into these profound elemental energies, especially when it's applied to the I Ching, which works with elemental energies. So it will only increase. That is what duration training does. Increases one's capacity to what? Dot, dot, dot. Fill in that blank there. That's a skill applied to all areas of life. So if there are no more requests or questions, requests for energy healings or intuitive readings, moving through, I think we're done for today. Here's the booklet. So let's just leave you with that balance of opposites is a hermetic truth. Hi, Avi. Awesome, Sandy. Awesome. It's an and or. It's a yes and. It's both. There are skills both. Look as if you look for them. Okay, Ave. Me. What would you like, Avi baby? Do you want okay. Yeah, future telling. So if you listen to what I mentioned before, I'm going to repeat what I said at the beginning, Avi, and then we're going to go a little bit more specific. So, Mama Avi, if you haven't been here, let your hands come over your heart and just breathe here, lady. Just breathe. And take in a few of these words. Some of the words will pop out and light up for you or activate something in you, and some of the words won't. So pay attention to the ones that activate in you. Avi Morgan. I'm feeling a delight energy, but also a smooth. Oh, Avi, there's a smooth, like caramel that moves through your energy. So you have both energies happening for you. So breathe and feel and listen up. Everybody, if you need a little zhuzh. When we begin to wake, we are waking from a sleeping state. When we are sleeping, we are in the world of time space reality, believing that time bounces from past to future, past to future, past to future, past to future, past to future. If we're looping into the past, there's this heavy depression wishing that we had a better past. And we believe that if we loop into the past, the story will change. The past will change. Won't. Can't. That's not the time space agreement we made. Often that will ping us into the future, future tripping. What's going to happen? How's this going to happen? How can I control this? I don't know what's going to happen. Is it going to be like it was a bit before? I want it to change. I want it to change. I can't do this. What's going to happen next? How is this going to be? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. We get to, we end up getting a little tight and a little anxious. Not helpful. When we land in the present moment, we find our inner genie in the bottle. We breathe into our hearts and we breathe and feel into the heart at the deepest level, at the deepest level, at the deepest level of this inner genie in our heart, our inner wisdom, in the present moment with the breath. Doesn't matter what happened in our past, and it certainly doesn't matter what's going to happen next in our co-creative future. All that happens, all that's really, really important is this feeling in the heart in the present moment. It's just the moment again and again and again and again. Every new breath you take is the present again and again. What's required of us is to simply stay with that moment again and again. And that way we step by step by step live our way into our next. by this, we co-create. We co-create. We co-create. If you want to know what's going to happen next, breathe and feel into your heart and tell yourself, no, don't tell yourself anything. See what's there. Your heart is your own crystal ball. Breathe and feel what's in your heart. Everybody, breathe and feel what's in your heart. Do you have excitement? Do you have giggles and delight? Do you have anxiety? Do you have fear? Do you have relief and peace? Any energy worker can do when asked a question about your next is look into your heart space and tell you what's happening now in your present moment. What's happening in your present moment is what will ripple out in every step you take into your next. Are you choosing the peaceful moment? Or are you choosing the anxious, I don't know moment? If you keep choosing the anxious, I don't know moment, you're going to get more anxiety. Typically, that's karma, that's cause and effect. If you choose the peaceful giggle butterfly flowers that arise in your heart, if you follow the river of warm caramel in your heart, again and again in your now moment, that's the story you will tell. That's what happens next. You choose. It's very much a choose your own adventure. So, Evie, if I have permission, I can look into the energy of your heart space and your emotional body, but I kind of think I don't have to. I kind of think, Evie, you already know. I kind of think, Evie, you already know in your heart. You already feel the feels deep down in your heart. You already feel them. So from this place, Evie baby, if there's something else you need, if you ask me, Christine, love evolve energy, I'm feeling this thing in my heart, and I feel this crunch, and I feel like that, could you look at that for me? And could maybe we co-create together in this now moment? Something else? Is there another potentiality, another possibility in my heart space for what's there? And we could do some energy work together if you want. If you want. So, Avi, tell me what's there. We have about 4 minutes, but we can do this lickety split quick. So, Avi, tell me an emotional feel. Tell me a color, an image, a word. Hey, Rach, how you doing? A something, something. Tell me some things you see in your heart space. I initially, as I go in, I see a lot of BS floating around this ember that's within your heart. It's as if your heart glows. Yeah, it feels like so interesting for you, Avi. I'm gonna guess that you're an empath, and Sometimes with empaths, you see this, that the anxiety comes in through the heart center and then informs the mind. So you're sensitive to what a lot of vibes around you and what people tell you. People are talking to you, and it's influencing, and so you feel it, and you and then that influences the mind. So what I mean by the mind is visual space. You see things, imaginal realm of words, and you start making up these stories about these vibes people are giving you, and you're not wicked digging it. There is in you this ember. There's is within you this ember. Avy baby, I think that's why I kept calling you. I'm feeling an affection for you, Avy. I'm feeling this ember. Energetically, how we're going to work with this right now is to keep increasing the ember. When you blow on an ember, or if you have a sage stick or an incense stick, oh my God, I just chopped up. Yeah, we're just going to work with your heart, Avy, because it's, storytelling, right? You're going to unplug. I'm not getting a lot of guides for you. What I'm getting, Avi, is some angelic guides for you. So I'm getting your guardian angel, and I'm getting an overlay with your guardian angel overlaying onto you, so that you can feel this ember in your heart. If you blow on a smudge stick, what I was going to say is I grew a ton of the big leaf sage in my yard this summer, so I harvested it. I made a bunch of sage and rose and rosemary and lavender because I grew lavender too. So I'm going to be giving those out in the next couple of weeks. Jeez Louise, I'll show you some of those next week. So Evie, you blow on the ember. You blow on the ember. Are you with me here? We all have one. I wouldn't call it sludge. Yeah, here's the thing. It's triage, Avi. It's triage. You do what's first. And because we got to go in a minute, we're just going to do this. Book a session with me next week because my offerings will be changing and there'll be more affordable stuff up there next week. If if money's a concern, or come back next week and we'll do more. You can only do bit by bit by bit. If I start addressing the swamp before we do this, if you don't light your lantern before you go into the dark, you're just going into the dark. I, tell me how that's helpful. That is not helpful. So what we're doing now, Evie, because I feel a lot of love in you. And first, we're increasing through the breath. Is your hand still on your heart? We're increasing the breath. We're increasing the ember, the warm glow in your heart. So pick an image, pick a color that activates an energetic, warm vibration. We can all do this in the heart center. And the breath is your bellows. As you inhale, it increases. And as you exhale, the ember glows a little bit more. With every breath, you're going to increase the vibration. I know it's weird and I know it's scary. Use your willpower to focus on the ember, Evie. Use your willpower. Okay, I see. ADD, ADHD. It's okay. Paint it, keep using the ember. Because as you breathe, even if you have to run and use your body, you breathe and feel, you increase the ember, and it begins to burn off. The first layer of energy work is burning off the smoky consciousness clouds that are all around. And I'm going to help you do it, but you have to work with me, Avi. You have to breathe into your heart and you have to keep feeling the good feel. You have to keep feeling the good feel there. And it's going to burn off. It's going to burn off, Avi baby. It's going to burn off. That's stage one. That's stage one. Within that ember, the encouragement is keep going there. Keep going to the good feels. Keep going to the good feels. I'm seeing roses, the scent of roses, and I'm seeing flowers. And so that's a lot of sandalphon, archangelic energy, but also just angelic energy there. And keep doing the things that give yourself that feel, Avi. Because every time you do, that activates the ember of your heart in the now moment again and again and again and again and again. And pretty soon, that's going to be a great bonfire of you, of you-ness. And that's going to influence the sludge from below. The sludge from below just has to do with history. It just has to do with history. It is no match for the fire in your heart, Avi. That's all I have time for today, Avi baby. I know that you got this. I see your heart. I see you. I see you. Doesn't mean it doesn't take effort. But is there any better effort than joyful effort? Come on. Come on. Taint. Taint. All right. Love you all. Love all you all. Thank you, Crix. Thank you, everybody from all over the planet who's showing up to say, hi, how are ya? Thank you, Avi, for asking that because somebody else is in your same position and they're going to come across this video and they're going to see it and they're going to say, oh my God, I'm in such the same place that Avi is. And I needed to hear that. I really needed to hear that. So you yourself are a healer. Just because you asked, just because you asked, just because you went through this and you're going to go through this. I sincerely hope that that was helpful, Avi. Sandy, you got this, girl. You keep going, strong woman. You got this. We all do. And can I tell you, shitstorm is coming energetically. But because we're waking up to the present moment, it's not going to affect us as much. And by the time we get to the 15th and we head into solstice and Kwanzaa and Christmas and all the awesome, it really is going to be sweet relief. We're going to have sweet relief. We're going to have sweet relief. And can I get an amen to the sweet relief that's coming down the pike? The bonfire's coming. It's going to be awesome sauce, fireballs of awesomeness. And Avi baby, you're going to have the capacity from the great bonfire in your heart to start winging those fireballs of love at people and say, you don't scare me. You don't scare me. I got this. I got this. I got this power inside. I got the flame inside. I got the flame inside. Can I get an amen, everybody? Can you just give a little palms together? Create some fire in there, some heat in your hands. Let it wash through your body. Mandy, I know you got this, girl. Let it come into your heart like a grate. And you're just going to yank out anything that doesn't belong. You're going to go, "Fwah!" And then you're going to bring the hands back and you're going to say, fire inside. Fire inside. You do a little pound to your fire inside. Everybody across the planet, come on, Kristen. Fire inside, fire inside, your fire inside, your fire inside. You got that, everybody? Your fire inside. If you need a timeout, if you need to go take a pee break in the bathroom, you go do this and you pound on your heart and you whisper to yourself, fire inside. Shake it off through your head and you go, fire inside. Whew, amen, sisters. Fire inside. Fire inside. And you just keep doing that. Fire inside. Keep doing this. I got to do some, I can do it with my other hand. My rhythm's gonna might go off. All right, I'm gonna go have some delicious food. Thank you. This doesn't happen without all you all. And all of you guys at Intuitive Lifestyles Consulting, thank you. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for liking. Go check out my YouTube channel and give me a couple of likes there. If you haven't yet, my link is there. I'm already broadcasting there. Eventually, I can go live from any device, which means I can go in front of the Christmas tree once it's up. I can go in the middle of the ocean because that's how I roll, even when it's icy. And I can just talk to you from the ocean herself and tell you what Yamaya is saying with my feet in the ocean and the ice. And we can have a moment on YouTube. But you gotta like my YouTube. You have to subscribe to my YouTube channel so I can bring my little smart device with me and I can do that. So please do that. Please do that. It's gonna be so crazy pants. Tell your friends to subscribe so that we can all go have that experience. Right now, we're working with the fire and the ember and the heart. Agni, the Agni within. The Agni within. All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you a million times over. Look out for the new offerings. Buy me a flower, buy me a coffee with the link up above or below or something like that. I super appreciate it because it tickles me. And I am saving up for some equipment so I can do some more exotic dance. That'd be a thing. Ecstatic dance. Thank you very much. We're not doing exotic dance. I'm sorry. I love you guys. Be as authentic as I can, but we're not doing that. All right. I'm going to play a little music, and subscribe to stuff. I don't know. That's all I got to say. It's free. It helps me out so I can do wacky shit, like go deep into the elements through a live. It's going to be crazy pants. Keep the truth. Keep the strength, everybody. Go rest up. Go rest up. All right. Much love to you. I'm going to give you, what kind of music do you want on the outro? Any requests? I found a way to do it on Zoom. Any requests for some music, for some bandage? Did you like the music at the beginning? Maybe I'll do that again. Maybe I'll advertise something else. Oh yeah, I have a new podcast, Life of Pisces. That's just crazy pants. All right, I'm gonna give you. I kind of like the music at the beginning, so I'm gonna do outro. Thank you. Keep doing this. Fire within, love within. Later.